Hello, YouTube. Welcome in, welcome in. We are checking out Chupo and the bizarre lore of Team Fortress 2. It's been a while since I've looked into Team Fortress 2 lore. I never really got into it because I'm bad at shooters. However, I love the lore. I love the animations. I love the videos. Everything that came out of Team Fortress 2 was absolutely amazing and funny. I loved it so much. So I want to dive deeper into the lore of Team Fortress 2 and see what the heck's going on here because it is wild. So let's go check this out.
For decades at this point, and
Oh.
Team Fortress has remained one of the most well-known and popular FPS series for decades at this point.
Year ago, and it's still going. It's still one of the most popular things. Everybody knows what Team Fortress 2 is.
And during all this time, a story has been built that somehow makes sense in the end. So join me as I go over everything you need to know about this universe. Hi everybody, I'm here on a rooftop. You know, I'm just in a chaotic mood, pouring.
Why are you on a rooftop? Oh, chaotic mood. Is that a hook shot? Is that an egg? What's that question mark? What's going on in the background? I'm confused. I'm scared.
Water and dropping loose change on pedestrians, blinding pilots with this magnifying glass, and of course, who can forget about cutting ropes that are lifting grand pianos up multiple stories for some reason. So Team Fortress 2, TF2, whatever you want to call it, surprisingly coherent story. The best way to describe it is as chaotic, and you'll see that in about 30 seconds, I would say. So Team Fortress takes place on an alternate version of Earth with a few major differences. A majority of gameplay occurs in New Mexico, but before I'm actually able to explain why that is, first we gotta take a look at the centuries of history before any modern mercenaries fight each other. Let's start off between the 1500s to the 1800s. Many historical figures do about what they normally do, but they get a little bit wackier with it. Most US presidents in this story slept near gas leaks, and everyone else took a swig of the silly juice. Like, to give an idea, hats are a sign of wealth with a caste system. In real
There it is.
world figures like William Prescott would shoot poor people to decrease the ratio of people without hats compared to some of the other stuff down the line.
You don't have a hat? No, sir, I haven't been able to afford one. Blasphemy! Boom! Sir, you had 6 hats on your head. Could you not have given them one? Blasphemy! Boom! Now I have another hat.
And this is nothing. First up, let's say hello to Shakespeareocles, the strongest writer who's ever lived. Not only was he a literary genius, but he was also just a
The strongest writer to ever live.
regular genius, inventing the stage play, the rocket jumper, and America.
Oh, was Shakespeare that invented... Wait, what?
But he was also just a regular genius, inventing the stage play, the rocket jumper, and America.
He invented America? What?
Downfall comes when he invents the multiple-story building, but not stairs. Up to this point, stairs never existed, and they won't for a very long time. So the only way folks would go up the stories was through rocket jumping, which is the process of jumping as you shoot a rocket from a rocket.
You thought it was just a funny game mechanic that they actually put into the game. No, this is actually how they moved around. I guess they just walked around with rocket launchers all the time and jumped floor to floor with it. He invented America, the country, or America, the continent. Yes.
Rocket launcher, propelling yourself upwards. This becomes about as ordinary as skateboarding, where a lot of people know how to do it, but it's really scary when you get into it. So Tony Hawk will be the pioneer of rocket jumping. Then a 200-year gap happens where everything's roughly the same, but also not really. The Revolutionary War for America, the Boston Tea Party, all that stuff happens in America. But George Washington considers himself a failure for never being able to become invisible. And
I am a failure of a man, but sir, you invented the diplomatic party. You're the father of America. No, but I've never became invisible. I'm a failure.
military officer Benedict Arnold commits the crime of refusing to eat soup offered to him. In 1788, a man named Nicholas Crowder is among the first people to leave Britain and head to Australia. Partway, though, he changes his mind and moves to the South Pole, then making a deal with a foreign mafia and taking over both poles, somehow gaining mythical powers, thus
What?
beginning the horrors of Old Nick, who, unlike Santa, abducts naughty children to make them cool weapons and hats that he would eventually sell in a get-rich-quick scheme. So he's like a 3 out of 10 Santa. Then in...
What? Okay.
18 1822, a businessman for a company called Manco named Zephariah Mann loses his wife when she gives birth to triplets. Now, the first two he names Redmond and Blutarch, and they grow.
I never hear Blutarch. I never hear the CH. I've never heard the CH. You're not going to sugarcoat it. I'll leave it at that.
Up to become stupid idiots who are dumb idiots. They're dumb and stupid, and their BMIs are higher than their IQ. Dum-dums. Now, the third son is completely different. Hyper-intelligent, invented a new form of algebra. At this age, he can already talk. As the father plans to smother him to death, an eagle swoops in and takes him his food. This is a problem at the time. Now,
this is a problem at the time.
Gray is actually going to survive this instance. When dropped off to the eagle nest, he kills the mother eagle along with her babies before crawling back to civilization and using his intellect to grow an empire. 28.
Damn. That's like some JoJo-esque backstory.
8 years will then pass, and in 1850, Redmond and Blutarch, now working in Manco with Zephariah, convinces him to purchase a shit ton of land in New Mexico. Unfortunately, on account of the brothers having as many brain cells as I have eyelashes, it turns out all of this land...
I mean, that's a lot of brain cells. That'd be a lot of brain cells. Most people nowadays only have one.
Is going to end up being useless desert and nothing more than the gravel capital of the world. And then all of a sudden, Zephariah frickin' dies and stuff. He has unfinished business. He's going to be stuck on Earth forever. Heaven and hell exist in this story, by the way. Now, Zeph is a bit salty about spending his final years with all this useless desert space. So on his will, he gives his friend Barnabas Hale the company of Manco. He gives his assistant Elizabeth the company to watch over. And he gives his two sons the useless land perfectly equally, where the bros are going to keep fighting over it for the rest of their lives and beginning what will be known as the Gravel Wars. So then they each hire mercenaries.
The Gravel Wars. Oh my god.
To fight over the land indefinitely. The first batch of mercs includes a few folks like Nikola Tesla, and this guy, he looks neat.
Nikola Tesla? My god, they've been turning that man into a unit all over the place. First here, then in Records of Ragnarok. What the hell?
Most importantly, Abraham Lincoln as the Team Pyro. In 1857, Abraham Lincoln finally invents stairs and dies trying in the middle of rocket jumping to his stairs in his lab in the Ford Theater, where John Wilkes Booth, known for his...
John Tower of Hats Booth. Last known photo. What he might look like today. Another hat. No, it's Lincoln's hat. He's got Lincoln's hat. It's just the previous photo.
Tower of Hats also assassinates him, wanting to get the top hat. In my opinion, Lincoln's death is the third most embarrassing way to die, right outside of forgetting to drink water and smoking. This tragedy scares all scholars enough to where they agree to never invent anything ever again. Instead,
he invented stairs, and when he rocket jumped up to the stairs, he died. We must never invent ever again.
Opting to learn exclusively astrology. Now, by this time, the son of Barnabas Hale, Bilious Hale, has taken his father's position and proceeds to beat the shit out of John Wilkes Booth as he holds him down, letting the public take turns shooting the criminal in a public execution. This is also around the time where the most valuable resource is discovered, something objectively more powerful than gold and oil combined. Australium, named after...
Why Australium? What? So, he wasn't wrong. Since that 30-second mark that I counted to, everything has just been bonkers, wild, weird, and so goofy.
After the country it was founded in. Australium
has not
can easily change states of matter and is absurdly valuable. By the start of the 20th century, they already attained an advanced country by our standards. It's basically vibranium, but instead of being given to a mostly peaceful and pretty cool bunch of people, it's given to Australia. Good lord, everyone else is in danger now. Just by being exposed to the materials, the Australians all get giant muscles, majestic facial hair, and become... being exposed to the materials.
Let's break down that picture a little. The mayor. They're all jacked. They all have fantastic facial hair. What the hell? Wait. Isn't Sniper Australian? Does he? I don't think he has a mustache, doesn't he? And he's not even jacked. What happened?
Australians all get giant muscles, majestic facial hair, and become obsessed with drinking and fighting. This shit's laced with testosterone. When the Australian will run out, so will everyone's abilities, so it's real important that that doesn't happen. Otherwise, the Australians become squishy baby humans again. But not really, because, like, the outback is scary, dude. And even...
It's true. It's true. We've all seen this, the TikToks and the videos about Australia. You gotta be a unit to live out there.
though he's not alive until the mid-1900s, Saxton Hale is the exception. Even though he is Australian, he doesn't lose his abilities. Maybe he fell into a pot of it as a baby, maybe he worked so hard to give his abs he's immune, or maybe it's because he's Saxton frickin' Hale. Does it matter?
He's Saxton motherfucking Hale. Also, if I remember correctly from this guy,
his abs he's immune, or maybe it's
his chest hair is in the shape of Australia.
because he's Saxton frickin' Hale. Does it matter?
Yep.
1890 is when another era occurs. Redmond and Plutarch have been fighting for 40 years at this point, with no progress on either side. They both have agreed whoever dies first loses, and as the brothers near old age, Plutarch gets the idea to simply outlive Red, and hires Radigan Conager to make him an immortality machine that runs on liquid Australium, capable of keeping him alive for seemingly until Australium runs out. However, Elizabeth, still working for Manco for some reason, hires Radigan to give Redmond
No, I didn't think so. So let me propose an
the
alternative.
same machine, thus making the endless battle become super duper endless. This means nothing.
Did I? My wife is trying to take possession of my body again.
Others are still at the same point. In 1921, the staircase saga finally comes to an end when American President Franklin D. Roosevelt loses his legs in a rocket jump disaster, and he gets
No, not another rocket jump disaster. How does this keep happening?
so peeved how not wheelchair accessible America is, he stumbles upon Abraham Lincoln's notes and finally invents the proper staircase. In the 1930s through the mid-1960s,
Wait, but that's still not wheelchair accessible. What are you talking about?
a lot is going to start happening. Now, you might notice there's actually a number next to the word Team Fortress. This number is controversially known as a 2. In this case, it implies that there is a second Team Fortress, meaning that chances are there might just be another Team Fortress game.
Right? Yes?
That's what happens in the 1930s. Team Fortress Classic takes place during this time. And guess what? This means nothing. Nothing changes. The war is the same. But it happened. It's around this time that
But it happened.
Saxton will finally inherit Manco. He makes hats and weapons and all this stuff the brothers used to fight, quickly growing to become one of the richest men in America and hunting down all of those ahead of him. In his free
There can only be one.
time, he's gonna get a girlfriend named Maggie and hunt down any powerful animals he can find, thus making many species go extinct. This creates a lifelong rivalry with his old teacher, Charles Darwin, the
His old teacher, Charles Darwin.
inventor of the zoo and the protector of all wildlife, who saves
Wait, I thought Sun Tzu was the one that invented zoos. That's what soldiers said.
animals from Saxton's Australianness. In this period, so much happens. Mercenaries swap out or die or retire, and all of that. The fight's going, but there still is one more thing worth noting. It's unknown what actually happens to Elizabeth, but the mantle is given to her granddaughter, Helen, more commonly known as the Administrator. She's gonna hire an assistant that goes by Miss Pauling, and just like her grandma, the Administrator,
I saw something there.
she's gonna
Where is it? It was for one frame.
assistant that
It's for one frame, and I'm going to thumb through this until I find it. Miss Pauling. Almost there. There he is. Ha. Haha, you just spent like 2 minutes trying to pause at this frame. Now you look stupid for pausing on a PNG of a fictional woman. Moving on.
Pauling, and just like her grandma, the Administrator is pushing for perfect neutrality, preventing either side from knowing that it's rigged from the start, really prohibiting any sort of advancements. And you can also tell because she's wearing purple, and purple is between red and blue. It's now 1967.
Clever.
And we are finally at TF2, good old TF2, the game that's been around for nearly 2 decades and hasn't been updated for half of it. On one hand, these characters have a lot of complexity and things going on in their lives, but at the same time, they're doing exactly what the mercs have always been paid to do. Fight for red or fight for blue. Also, Apple exists already? Sure. It's very pick and choosy what occurs here. There are 18 mercs in TF2, 9 per side. It's unknown if they're all doppelgangers or why they get killed all the time on camera but continue to respawn, answering both.
What was that? All the red fluid is Kool-Aid. Yes.
Answering both of these questions, the former, I have no idea. The latter, there's immortality machines. Is it really that hard to believe that there could be, like, respawns in a controlled area? The point is, as long as these 18 mercs are fighting, nothing will change. They're doing a 9 to 5 where they kill each other. And I actually don't need to introduce all 18 mercs. Due to circumstances I'll get into, Miss Pauling actually develops a significantly stronger relationship with the red team. And as such, when things happen, we spend way more time with the red team, meaning that as a result, we know way more about them, and they're far more prominent. That's not to say that blue team's useless, but roughly 90% of all the team-specific moments go to red. For example, one of the locations the team usually fights in is Two Fort, and as a PR stunt, the
Two Fort
administrator hired a filmmaker to market the mercenaries on red to justify all of the fighting in the local populace. And this ends up working pretty quickly, also in part because the town water supply has been riddled with lead on account of, well, you know. Oh, by the way,
bullets.
the whole stunt leads to the film guy's death. It's used as a warning to keep everyone, like, not sharing their information. The administrator is not the type of boss who has casual Fridays. Like, to give an idea, Heavy and Pyro go to her firsthand and ask for weapons, and her first instinct is to blow everybody up. So let's...
You want weapons? Well, can't have that. Detonate.
start off with the more simple mercs and work our way up. Starting off with basically who's the mascot man, the Heavy.
Yep.
A Russian man named Misha, whose family got sent to Siberia camps in 1941 when his father was part of the USSR counter-revolutions. After 3 months here, he leads his family out into the Siberian mountains where they hunt bears. Heavy does a bunch of stuff for his folks, yet he still finds time for his own passions and relationships. He gets a PhD in Russian literature. He
has a PhD? You know, now that I think about it, in the Meet the Heavy, he was very, well-spoken. Very well-spoken, if you think about it.
He likes sandwiches, and he especially cares for the team medic. Heavy's gonna remain this stoic.
Well, yeah. It's like the barbarian and the clerics. They need to be best friends because the cleric is the one that's keeping the barbarian alive, and the barbarian's the one keeping the cleric alive.
Stoic and wise, friendly pal, who does in fact have a kill count that reaches the triple digits. Next, there's Sniper, Mick Mundy. He's an Australian and pisses more than 8 people combined. That's an
that's where all of his bonus power went. Instead of getting, like, swole muscles and a mustache, he got the ability to pee.
insane drop-off between people. His parents aren't all too jazzed about him being an assassin, with them calling him a crazed gunman. He's honestly just a guy. He's probably the most normal. He just comes in, does his job, and leaves. Scout's real name is Jeremy. He's a Boston boy and the youngest of 8 brothers. Illiterate, egotistical, but at the very least, a quipster. And because of all the time he spent with Miss Pauling, he got a little crushy crush on her. Now, Spy...
Probably unrequited. Right? Probably unrequited.
He's a French guy who may or may not be the father of Scout. Actually, he is. It's pretty much confirmed. Red Spy specifically is the dad of both Scouts, actually. He did both of the Scouts' moms last night. How embarrassing. Now, here's a...
He's Scout's dad. That's amazing. They do kind of look alike if you think about it. Minus the mask. If you minus out the mask, yeah, they look very much alike.
Fun little fact. In Meet the Spy, the red spy is disguised before the blue sky shot between the eyes. He's acting as Scout, pretending to cry as the red spy got between his mom's thighs. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Slather myself in spaghetti. He's just shocked because someone actually got pictures of him doing someone's mom. That's a normal thing in this field of work. Ludwig, aka Mr. Medic, has no doctor.
Ludwig? From Twitch?
Never went to school, and had his medical license revoked when a patient's skeleton went missing, but at least he has a pigeon named Archimedes.
Wait, a patient's skeleton went... Wait. Don't humans need skeletons to live? Brad and I need to discuss this important fact.
In a room full of psychopaths, Medic shines upon them and will prioritize exclusively his own goals. I think the engineer is the most vague.
Del Conifer.
Red and blue Engies are both related. Red Engie, Del Conifer, has 11 PhDs, has innovated the immortality machines, and out of everyone, I think he's the one not showing his cards, in part due to how powerful his knowledge is compared to everyone else, even Medic. Travis Finnegan.
So what about blue? What about blue and compare? What does he have? Because we know Red has 11 PhDs and all that other fun stuff. What does blue have? Travis Finnegan de Groot.
De Groot, better known as Demoman, is a Scottish hyper-alcoholic cyclops. He comes from a rich family to associate.
Wasn't easy bringing you up, Scottish lad. Lean years in those days, you could bomb mercs all day and still not have enough for a loaf of bread. You're to walk 15 miles in the rain to blow up the Queen of England for a nickel. I'll get more jobs, Mom, I promise. I just hate to see you squandering your gifts. I know, Mom. I miss him. Tavish every day. I miss him, Tavish, every day. Both his parents are blind, and he has both eyes in this picture.
Success with the amount of jobs worked. Demo, for example, earned 7 figures through 3 jobs, and his father...
Through 3 jobs, 7 figures? 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. He makes $1 million? Through 3 jobs? Damn! Barely make a few K with 3 jobs nowadays.
Worked 26 at one point. It's tradition for the de Groots to be up for adoption when young. He was only taken in when he blew up his adoptive parents and the Loch Ness Monster at the same time.
Wait, what?
He was only taken in when he blew up his adoptive parents and the Loch Ness Monster at the same time.
So, his parents put him up for adoption. He then blew up his parents and his adoptive parents and the Loch Ness Monster. And then his birth parents were like, now you're ready to come home. The fuck?
Halloween, he's offered a job to clean a library for a single nickel by a wizard. Yes, a wizard.
Who dares disturb Marismus the magician? Marismus the magician. What? This is an eldritch castle of dark magic, not a pancake house.
Named Marasmus, a 6,000-year-old figure. The only rule Demo has to follow is not open any of the books. So Demo opens the book, and now he has a haunted eye socket. Whatever, dude.
So that's why he's a Cyclops. I haunted your eye. I totally did it. I'm haunting your eye right now. This is the greatest moment of my life.
Holy hot dogs, what the frick frack snick snack do I say about Soldier?
Very
lot. Stupid, master of war, master of rocket jumping, drinks so much lead water Flint, Michigan would have a drought. He's a lawyer, a patriot, and probably sleeps in a running washing machine. He wanted to fight in World War II, got rejected by every military branch, went to Poland himself, and went on a massive rampage until he heard about the war ending in 1949.
He was denied entry as a soldier by every branch of the American military. Decided, fuck it, I'm going to go and deal with myself. Goes to Poland and keeps going for 4 years. What?
World War II ends in 1945. He very likely removed a small country's worth of men from the population. And then there's Pyro. I don't know. They're my favorite. Pyro and Heavy are my favorites to play. They make me feel like the best player in the whole wide world. We don't know anything about Pyro. They're just happy to be here. I like all these characters, though. I sure...
He's just happy to be here.
I'm glad, despite the millions of deaths they've suffered by the player base, I'm glad a respawn machine prohibits that whole death thing from actually happening. Maybe it, makes the mercs forget that they died hide or something. I'm not so sure. What I do know is that the administrator and Miss Pauling do not want either side being friendly with each other, nor do they want progress on Red or Blue's end. Again, they wear purple. Like at one point, Red Demo and Blue Soldier become best friends and seemingly are gonna refuse to kill each other and maybe talk about their jobs and maybe even talk about their contracts. The possibility of this alone makes the administrator force upon them a friendship divorce. But Saxton, on the other hand, he's the cool boss in the office.
He just smashed a hole through the wall, and instead of leaving a Looney Tunes shape hole of a person, he left a Looney Tunes shape hole of Australia.
His office desk is a grill. That's badass.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I want that. I want an office desk that's a grill. That sounds awesome.
Saxton invented...
Crack an egg on your desk? Have breakfast? Oh my god. That'd be great.
The internet and buys all of Europe. He found the Yeti species, captured them, and then built a Yeti park exclusively to hunt the Yetis. And then when the Yeti...
Just to hunt the Yetis, what?
...go extinct, he makes that a battlefield. I mean, what do I say? He's Saxton Hale. For 4 to 6 years, the gravel wars will happen with these teams. A lot is gonna happen. And even though they have an objective chronological order of events, it hardly matters. Plus, I forgot to write down the order, so I'm just gonna go in whatever feels right. Outside of the Meet the Team videos, the mercenaries do a couple of things to appeal.
Listen, that's probably the best way to go about this because this entire series is chaotic as fuck. So, like... Just let shit happen. Let shit happen. Let it go crazy.
He's the public. One Christmas, the Blue Scout pile drives an old lady or something, and when they're on trial, the Blue Soldier causes so much of a ruckus that both of them end up in Elf and Mall Santa respectively. And just to be safe, Blue Spy comes with them. While giving a little boy a haircut, Old Nick returns.
What?
Respectively. And just to be safe, Blue Spy comes with them.
Poopy Joe, Rescue Rocket, and I Wanna, son, those are all just things you want. This Santa gives you things you need. 1, a sensible haircut. Huh? How did we go that far?
While giving a little boy a haircut, Old Nick returns.
I am Old Nick, the spirit of Australian Christmas, and I have come for your children. What in the world is going on here?
I probably shouldn't do that anymore. Old Nick tries to abduct little Jack because he can, and in self-defense, Jack moseys on over and offers him a lovely scarf that makes him fall asleep in excitement. Throughout the Halloween, some more stuff happens. Marasmus will show up and cause a lot of problems, mostly over refusing to do the dishes, and because someone brought a vegetable dip with hummus of all things. That charcuterie board sucks if it has hummus.
Liar, those dishes be yours. Don't make me come over there, Marasmus.
As the best dip. Each year, new things will invade. Like Zechariah will show.
Though, I'm going to be controversial. I actually like hummus. It tastes fun. It tastes good. Especially if you get some of the weird flavored ones. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Up the horseless headless horseman, and Demoman's other eye comes back to haunt as this monster Monoculus. I understand why you drink now, Demoman. Fortunately, at least one time Erasmus gets arrested because when returning to an expo, he discovers that Soldier made their home a raccoon sanctuary with an abundance of...
Their home? So, Soldier and Erasmus bunk up together? Wait, did he just say that? My brain is just smooth now from all the chaos?
Drink now, Demoman. Fortunately, at least one time Erasmus gets arrested because when returning to an expo, he discovers that Soldier made their home a raccoon sanctuary with an abundance...
Okay. No, he didn't say that. You don't even live here anymore. Ha! Tell me about it. I had to break in. Where did all these raccoons come from? They sniffed out all your sour cream I hid. They love the stuff. Don't you, Lieutenant Bites? Yeah, you do. Well... help yourself, by the way. I had plenty of it, and it spoiled real fast.
Of sour cream. They're roommates, by the way. I just forgot to add that. They lived with each other. Marasmus threatens to kill him, but Soldier took the come back from the dead stronger pills. And then an officer...
Wait, what?
Marasmus...
Enough, do you think you can bully Marasmus like he's some cheap parlor magician? I was born before time, dark larvae from the putrid womb of the ancient ones. I am the scream of the lips of children. I am the curse born on the breath of the dead. Lo, I am the mouth of the beast, the rat, the wraith in darkness, the clean thing. I am the...
Threatens to kill him, but Soldier...
Last year. Soldier, did you eat my entire bottle of kill me, come back stronger pills? I thought it was your heart medicine. That doesn't make it any better! What? What is going on?
took the come back from the dead stronger pills, and then an officer arrests him for this entire fiasco.
Your domicile is currently housing every raccoon in the Greater Badlands area. We're annexing this castle and making it a raccoon sanctuary. You're asking Marasmus to leave his castle of eldritch horror? You'd have to take that up with the park ranger, ma'am. Park ranger? Who? Oh God, please don't let it be.
Fiasco. In 1971, there's an expiration date. Red gets the weekend off after successfully stealing a briefcase. When the team finds out that every time they used engineers' teleporters, the devices that they've been using for up to 4 years at this point, have riddled all of them with tumors. And they
Oh, that's not good.
Confirm this through the bread. I don't know how Heavy has never noticed this. So while trying to do something nice, Spy comes up with the idea to accomplish everyone's
that's unpleasant. Oh no.
last wishes, but Scout does some shenanigans and nearly ruins the whole thing. But in actuality, he has a final wish to go on a date with Miss Pauling. After a montage, Scout basically fails all the teachings, so he just gives it the good old college try, even though I'm convinced Scout probably didn't even graduate high school. He sounds the briefcase missing alarm to summon Miss Pauling and wastes her yearly day off. Then Engie and Medic
and wastes her day off? Oh, buddy. Hope you made it at least a half-decent date.
Discover, hey, those aren't tumors, those are just the green virus, and only bread can get the green, so as long as no one teleported any bread and never does it again, there will be no problems. But off
What's the green virus? Isn't that just mold? Please tell me that's just mold.
Screen, after getting a bucket as his last wish, Soldier was told at the start, and I quote, teleport as much
You teleport as much bread as you like. Oh no.
bread as you would like. So for the past 70 straight hours, Soldier has just been teleporting bread. So the bread just becomes a giant monster for over 4 years. This monster was roaming around Europe. I don't even want to think about what he's done if the military rejected him.
Oh God. What?
Every branch. Fighting happens, bing bong, blah, 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 explosion. Death. Also, every game of TF2 is canon. You can't prove otherwise. And
I mean, yeah, that's the entire plot of the story, right? It's just a bunch of guys go in, beat the shit out of each other, and then do it all over again for X amount of years. So yeah, every single game would be canon. Yeah.
And then it happens. Redman and Blutarch rent the Alamo and propose a truce. It turns out Gray was the one to call him there, taking out his brothers once and for all in one fell swoop, and the gravel wars are over with no more paychecks and with both teams' bosses out of the picture. All mercenaries are about to go home and pack up and leave, but then Miss Pauling reveals, oh wait, guys, Saxon got a new job for you, just go beat up the machines. Throwing everyone back into work to protect Manco facilities from Greyman and his machines. And they're only
Let's do it again, boys!
getting paid because robots run on money somehow. I feel like regular paper would be easier, but hey, that's fine. Heavy likes
Probably.
sandwiches. In this man versus machine period, there's still more stuff going on despite both teams working together now. Medic figures out how to revive people within a 5-second rule, and the Man Brothers,
The 5-second rule.
are back as ghosts. Now, technically, Blutarch won the Gravel Wars by 7 seconds, but since neither of them could do the paperwork, they gotta go to Soldier, who, might I remind you, is a lawyer, where he reveals the winner is whoever can go to an afterlife last. So the brothers decide they're gonna send each other to hell, and the Gravel Wars are back
We're back on the table, boys! Oh my God.
on for a little bit. Wow, cool. Despite everything changing, nothing has changed. This period of man versus machine content takes us through a majority of 1972, and nothing would change until it didn't not change. Gray McMahon takes a step back and changes his approach to this new war. He surrenders and then challenges Saxton to the Manco Challenge, a fight that states if the challenger wins, they get the entire company. Gray declares Saxton will fight the current company CEO, and knowing that Saxton will only spare babies, Gray promoted his daughter to the CEO, making Saxton
Alright, maybe if I... Nope. Stomping. My company! Neck snap, coward. I can't do it! Saxton Hale will not fight a child.
Instantly forfeit and instantly ending the challenge.
Non-violence mode, eh? We'll see about that. Come on, fight, you tin cans. Oh, something fighting.
Throwing away Manco. But could you imagine if Saxton just ignored it and like just threw that child out the window like a discus? This is the same story where people died over hats. It's not impossible. The tragic failure on Hale's part results in all mercs losing their job to AI. The administrator...
all mercs losing their job to AI. What the hell? AI's coming for all our jobs, apparently. Mercs not excluded.
Tells all of her employees to scatter and go into hiding, and this only becomes an issue for 3 of the characters. Soldier needs to move out of his castle, and somehow his Scout's helping him load his stuff. Soldier breaks both of Scout's arms. Now, right before...
How? We don't know. It just happened.
Spy leaves, Scout asks for help attaining his savings at the Two-Fort Bank, and this turns out to be exclusively Tom Jones merch, thinking that his death will significantly increase the value of it. And this ends up leading to stupid...
I mean, technically that does work. Technically?
Bickering, and the Two-Fort mayor trapping the two in the bank, only letting them...
Guys, get your freeform merch now before I die. And it goes up in value.
Out if they agree to go to jail. Now, Scout, I understand falling for this, but how did Spy not at least attempt to leave? Was he setting a good example? Did he want father-son time? They've been co-workers for like 4 years. Scout seems like a good friend to see a couple times a month, but not really like living with him. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not all too interested in getting arrested in New Mexico. Now it's late 1972 to early 1973, probably. I don't know.
Probably.
I wasn't there. 6 months have passed since the team split, and the administrator has a plan in the main comic run. During all this time, Australium has been quickly diminishing, and
there's so much happening in this series. Like, my brain is literally turning to mush. I'm like, what is even happening anymore? Okay, let me try to do a quick refresh here. Okay, stairs were not invented. Lincoln tried to invent stairs, died tragically. They blamed it on Booth. They then public executed Booth. Later, George Washington felt like a failure. He wasn't able to become invisible. Later, Teddy Roosevelt failed another rocket jump, found Lincoln's information, decided to build stairs to make the world wheelchair accessible, but he's in a wheelchair, and there's stairs. They're not wheelchair accessible. He needed a ramp. Then the gravel wars started between Redman and Plutarch because they're dumb, and they're trying to win who's going to die first. But the war's not allowed to end. They become immortal. They then die to their other brother. Other shit happens. Now they need to figure out who's going to go to the afterlife first, so they want to send each other to hell. And it's just, what is even going on?
There's not much left on the planet, yet she somehow managed to net 89,000 tons of it. So Miss Pauling is tasked to find as many mercs as possible and find any remaining Australian. So she looks for the red team and starts with anyone who stayed in the Southwest. Soldier's currently doing celebrity house tours, starting at Tom Jones's house, which leads to his death in the process. This hardly matters.
Who could have ever have seen that happening?
Also, Marasmus is Tom's current roommate, but...
Hey, buddy, I'm your new roommate now. No!
But not anymore. Next, they find a depressed CEO Pyro at this place called Frontier Engineering, where his passion for arson is reignited by his pals. And Demo, he's just a sad guy. He just jumps back in pretty instantly.
I'm in. I got nothing else to live for. I'm in.
Next up, Spy and Scout still in jail. Miss Pauling and Pyro go to burn books as Gray's on their trail, using all the resources and his own immortality machine to stop them, while Demo and Soldier go to court trying to free their big old buds. They fail.
They
So
failed.
now there's a public execution.
Oh,
And before
no.
anything happens, Miss Pauling goes in and goes, nuh-uh, instantly convincing the town to give up. Thank you, Leadwater, for poisoning the town and saving the day. Then the team
Yay, lead. Oh, God.
splits up to look for Heavy and Sniper. Pyro, Soldier, and Scout all go to Siberia, while Pauling, Demo, and Spy go to Australia. The Siberia team finds Amelia Earhart.
Why is he in a... Yeah, that's good. Listen, stop being crazy for a second and check it out. He says as he's wearing a hot dog suit. Pyro found out what happened to Amelia Earhart. She got eaten by crabs. Even found me something to wear so I can stop freezing to death. Check out the mustard lines on this baby. I can feel stuff happening in my body again. I would like to feel things happening in my body. Are there more hot dog costumes? Why would Amelia Earhart have 2 hot dog costumes? Sure, good question. Nah, you're going to have to face facts. Probably you're going to die. There's nothing me or the hot dog costume can do for you now. What?
Earhart's place of plane crash, finding her remains in a hot dog suit, and after smothering themselves in honey, they attract baby bears. This is when Heavy
Huh? Where'd they get the honey from?
shows up and gives
What? Don't worry, Scout. I am nude and covered in honey again. Let's grapple some damn bears. Okay.
They're smothering themselves.
Oh, that's a sensor. Those are sensor boxers. That was, that's not part of the original picture.
In honey, they attract baby bears. This is when Heavy shows up and gives that bear a stern talking to. This crew goes over to Heavy's house, and Jana, I think that's how you say her name, I'm gonna say it like that, please don't yell at me. One of Heavy's sisters gets a boyfriend, and his...
Wait, what? Meanwhile, rip. Zana, there's something I need to tell you. Eventually, this is going to be pretty devastating, so I'll break it to you in stages. Ugh. How can tiny man hold so many words? Blah, 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 blah. Why are you walking around? Oh, yeah, he was naked earlier.
Friend, and his name...
Back off, lady. I'm eating both of these. Make love to me. Okay.
name is Soldier. Ooh. That's not Soldier's name. His name's actually
Mr. Jane Doe.
Mr. Jane Doe. Oh, and then the family...
I gotta find this comic. And read it. It looks so crazy.
decides to go back to America because Siberia's cold. And also cold. Right as this
As a Canadian, understandable.
happens, the Australia team makes it to Australia, where they see firsthand how no Australium is a bummer for the populace, and the gang spends about a week in Australia. But while that is happening, Saxon Hale finds his ex working for Charles Darlin, where Charles offers to get Manco back in exchange for some Australian to keep the endangered animals alive. And then the other team makes it to Australia. Scout and Heavy are tasked with going to Ayr Rock, where they stumble upon Saxton and Maggie. This will be important. Everyone else needs to go to New Zealand, as supposedly all the last supply is over there. Only problem is that New Zealand decided to go underwater.
Huh? Why? Why? Huh?
The entire city is at the bottom of the ocean because one scientist said so.
Ministers, a decade ago, I warned you a disaster was coming. I warned you we must move our nation beneath the sea, and you would not listen.
He said the world was gonna end. It didn't! To counteract this, Gray sends out a new team that's actually Team Fortress Classic, alongside
Team Fortress Classic. He got no legs. He ain't got no legs. A Pyro's a beast. Huh.
the medic, who does not give a sloppy string slackleberry shit.
Wait, what?
The medic. This Gray sends out a new team that's actually Team Fortress Classic, alongside the medic.
Can I just say, what a pleasure it's been to work on such blank canvases. If I didn't know any better, I'd say the last medic barely experimented on you at all.
Who does not...
We're hunting your old team. That a problem? A chance to test my latest triumphs against my earliest experiments? No, that won't be a problem at all.
give a sloppy string slackleberry shoot about needing to hunt his...
The hell are you talking about? Wait, what? Baboon? What? The ones I'm sewing into you. I haven't gotten to everyone yet. What?
Friends. And as this happens, Soldier, Jana, and Spy...
You're surrounded. Spy, you idiot. It's a trap. Let's go fists. Make me proud, men.
sneak into the Australian Navy and kindly ask to borrow a submarine. Miss Pauling and Demo find Sniper's house, where Sniper nearly takes him out, and he found out he's adopted. But this means Sniper...
Was he never Australian?
Sniper's all good with going to New Zealand, and the whole gang goes on down to the underwater. Don't ask where Pyro was during this time. There was no explanation. In New Zealand, the crew discovers Sniper's real parents, revealing that he's not a true Australian, and that explains why Australium never gave him superpowers.
There it is. There's the explanation.
His real name is Mundy. I've heard Slurpees with better names. Also, it turns out Sniper's parents they're kind of dicks. His dad wasted all the Australium to paint test rockets to space while his mom takes the last one. And to rub like 14 pounds of salt into Sniper's big old flesh wound, his dad steals the submarine, never to be seen again, and then the classic mercenaries shoot Sniper, killing him instantly. When the
Sniper just got dinked on, didn't he? Poor guy.
Classic team returns with the red team. Gray decides to do a final Manco facility invasion where he gets the administrator's remaining Australium until Classic Heavy thinks to himself, hey, I want to be immortal. Why am I making this shriveled raisin man immortal? So he rips out Gray's immortality machine, leaving him to...
Yoink! That's me. Oh, the TF2 lore. Yep, we're on to the TF2 lore. Yoink, your immortality belonged to me.
Perish in taking him out of the story as Gray's machines are about to do their invasion. Soldier and Jana are being interrogated by Classic Pyro until Jana removes her hand to blow up Classic Pyro. Pauling and Spy are about to take some cyanide until Heavy and Scout show up.
Well,
woohoo! But just kidding, it's Classic Spy and Demo. Then Soldier and Jana appear, show Classic Spy how to turn his head around like an owl, and Jana punches Pauling so hard the kinetic energy knocks the Classic Demo Man to the ground, where the Spy chokes him with handcuffs. Across the base, Medic revives Sniper as he has a nice moment realizing how much his adopted parents love him. Once and
I want to...
for all,
that's cute.
accepting
Wait,
his at the ground, where the Spy chokes him with handcuffs. Across the base...
Bloody hell. Good. You survived the procedure. I was worried there would be no witnesses to my crowning medical achievement. Oh no. It's like I've always said, there's nothing wrong with playing God so long as you're good at... Did he explain about the bit about how Demoman is drunk and has constant double vision, but because he has one eye, it cancels out into depth perception? No, he didn't say that bit. That's amazing.
Medic revives Sniper as he has a nice moment realizing how much his adopted parents love him. Once and for all, accepting his job not as a crazed gunman, but as an assassin. And when he wakes up, Classic Heavy just starts yelling. He sucks. He's a jerk. I hate him. I hope he shrivels. The red team skedaddles, but nearly gets all their blood removed from the blood-sucking robots. But
why are they blood-sucking robots? Why are they sucking blood? What?
It's fine, because Demo Man, having an alcoholic withdrawal, has taught his vital organs to produce alcohol, meaning that it is running through his veins and poisons the robots.
So his blood is now alcohol? He now has alcohol blood? And he made the robots drunk? Because they're blood-sucking robots? And they just drank a bunch of alcohol? Huh?
Final fight begins. Scout, Heavy, Saxon, and Maggie land from a plane with the team weapons. Pyro melts Classic Scout and Classic...
Water's poison to him. What is he, Asmongold?
soldier. Spy and Sniper get classic NG and classic Sniper, and on their way back, they stumble onto a near-death Scout. Spy disguises himself as Tom Jones and announces how proud he is of his son going down this path, and Scout goes out smiling, finally knowing once and for all his father was Tom Jones, but actually Spy. He doesn't die, by the way. This is...
Of course he doesn't die. Nobody dies in the series, except for when they do. I guess. Maybe. I guess Plutarch and Redmond died, but they kind of came back as ghosts.
TF2, the good guys live forever. In heaven, God and Scout are home dogs. They have foosball tables. They send Tom Jones to super heaven. And
They sent Tom Jones to super... Wait, what?
Are home dogs. They have foosball tables. They send Tom...
What was that cracking noise? We're making popcorn. You need to go.
Tom Jones to super heaven, and Scout gets to revive himself. Back on the battlefield, all the fighting is fighting, ending off with a heavy versus heavy fight. It's mostly going toward Red Heavy's win, until Classic Heavy puts on Gray's Australium device and stains Medic's perfectly good coat with strawberry jam. Now...
How dare you? Never go after the cleric when the barbarian is raging.
Medic was a German who was very likely in World War II, so he's going straight to hell. But during this time, Medic stole the souls of either the classic or red mercenaries, meaning that the devil owns only a ninth.
Originally, yes, this was the case. But you see, I've since surgically added 8 more. However, I do concede that with 1/9 ownership, you have certainly earned a seat on the board of directors of my soul. So let's put it to a vote. Who thinks I should go to hell? Excellent. So that's 1 vote for hell and 8 for heaven. If you could call me a car.
Of his souls, but in exchange for...
I said that's a lovely looking pen. Would you give me a soul for this? I would.
For 2 more of those souls, he gets brought back for 50 years. Now, Medic reveals that he stuffed baboon uteruses in Classic Heavy, which baffles him so much, it provides Red Heavy with enough time to pull out Gray's immortality machine, which drains the rest of the life force. It's all...
Okay. Could I trouble you for a moment? Frankenstein, but I shot... How? Is that a pen? At one point, yes. Now it's a detonator. More of an inductor, really. I'm terrible at naming things. Either way, it induces labor. In what? In the baboon uteruses I put inside you. Why would you decide to do this?
He stuffed baboon uteruses in Classic Heavy, which baffles him so much, it provides Red Heavy with enough time to pull out Gray's immortality machine, which drains the rest of the life force. It's all over, Red wins, Australium is gone forever. And then it's revealed during all of this adventure, Engineer's been with the Administrator, rationing the remaining Australium that they have.
How long? About 4 hours this time. Talk to Pauling. The New Zealand cash is gone. How much do we have left? Well, this. This here's the last of the Australium on Earth, ma'am. No, that's unacceptable. We'll simply have to find more. Ma'am, there is no more.
In keeping her deceased for upwards of several hours. She only has about 6 months to live, and she just goes...
As much as I did, when I was a little girl, I don't think I'll ever stop wanting it. It's become everything. This is like a story of lichdom. Just chasing immortality constantly.
Let's just ball. I don't give a hoot. And she goes, all or nothing, uses the rest of it at once, gives her 1 hour of youth. And oh man.
Damn.
The finale comic, the finale comic of this is crazy. It doesn't exist. There was no finale.
What do you mean there's no finale? There's only 2 minutes left. There's a minute and a half of the video. What do you mean there's no finale?
Why does this keep happening? See, Valve, the creators of TF2, are very bad at finishing things. They like making good games, but don't really like counting to 3. The last update for TF2 was 2017. That's over 6 years ago. Finish the comic! 1 issue left, but no! We don't get to see it! We don't get to see anything! So here's what I would guess. I think Saxton would punch Charles Darwin in the face and refuse Manco. I think Elizabeth and Helen could be the same person, and she was going to destroy the Manco legacy, which is why the story never escalates through the Gravel Wars. And I think all of the mercs would have found some new jobs, some together, some doing their own things, and in the end, it doesn't matter. TF2
Was that a giant kaiju monster a minute ago? No, it was bread. It was bread.
Mostly lives on via the community, who, you know, they got some good things like TF2 Classic, and then they got some bad eggs like every community does. Treat others how you want to be treated, guys. Don't be bucket dippers, be good people. Well, that's all, folks. Look at this sad statistic and feel guilty. Here's a GamerSupps code.
Guys, this was amazing, and actually, I have very similar statistics. So if you're seeing this video, make sure you follow, make sure you like, all that fun stuff. Anyway, bye. What? Hey, did you enjoy that? Was it funny? Well, come and check it out live over on twitch.tv/freeform_art. Make sure you put the _art. We have lots of fun there. We enjoy ourselves, and we want to see you over there. So come on and hang out. See you in a bit.